Hi there. Thank you for trying out a Mint Museum Creativity Kit. My name is Leslie, and I'm going to walk you through the steps to create this project. You also have the written instructions inside your kit that you can use to follow along step by step. Either way, you're the artist, so if you would like to try things a little bit differently, that's totally fine. Be creative and enjoy yourself. Let's go ahead and get your station set up so we can get started on this project. In our Surf's Up patterned wave painting, we'll draw with pencil and markers and paint with watercolors. This took me a couple of hours to do. You could do this in one day or split it up over the course of a few days. I'm going to get started on this project by sketching out some ideas on my thumbnail sketch paper. In art, a thumbnail is just a smaller version of a final design. I've tried out several different horizontal designs, but I'm also going to turn the paper on its side and try out a vertical design. When I finish, I'll choose my favorite one. I'm ready to draw my design on my project paper. I'll use the thumbnail sketch to roughly lay out my idea, but it doesn't need to be exact. Remember that when drawing with your pencil, you want to sketch lightly until you get it right. In this case, we're going to go over our lines with permanent markers, so it's not necessary to draw darkly with the pencil. To draw the waves, I'm going to make a series of curving lines in varying sizes. This project turns out a little bit like a homemade coloring sheet that I get to fill in with paints, so I'll want to have lots of different waves so I can play with lots of different colors later on. Now that I've gone over all of my pencil lines with Sharpie, I'm going to go back and erase all of the pencil lines. I'm going to go ahead and add some more details, and I'll use both thin and thick lines throughout the drawing to add visual interest. I'll finish up any details I like before moving on to the next step. Once I'm happy with my design, I'm ready to add patterns. I'm going to use an ultra-fine permanent marker to add patterns to my drawing. You can use ideas from the patterns example sheet that we provided, or you can come up with your own designs. And here's my drawing once I've finished the patterning. Now I'll start with my watercolors, and I'll paint the waves first. I'm going to use cool colors on my waves, blue, green, and purple, and I'll mix them to get some different colors. First I start with blue, and I paint it in several different areas on the page. Next I'm mixing a bluish green, and again I'll paint that in several different areas before moving on to the next color. I can experiment a little bit with using more water, adding some dots to it, anything you like here. It's important to me that I keep all of this in the blue and green family to make it a little bit more cohesive. I'll fill in all of the waves, and then I'll let it dry for a bit before moving on to the sky. When I get to the sky, flip my page so it's a little bit easier to reach everything. And for this, I'll use warm colors. I'm using red, orange, and yellow, and colors that I mix from those three. As I'm painting, if some of my colors start blending together too much, I can dab them with a paper towel and dry the area before painting back in. I'll finish filling the sky and then flip it to see if I like all of the colors. Once the paint is dry, I can layer on top of it if I like. This is such a fun project because you can personalize it in so many ways. Create your own patterns in the waves, or add dolphins or a surfer or maybe even a desert island. Have fun!